Please, 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 please. Fingers crossed. Please, 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 please. Maxwell, come back. You can blame it all on me. I've already used that song. What's another song that fits the mood? Quick, 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 Dayton. Calculating. I was wrong, and I just can't play chess without you. It's too fitting. Plenty of songs are relevant. Don't you want to stay here a little while? We should be alone together, chessing over there in the corner. Nobody else can see, keeping each other company. We should play some chess together. Maxwell, I will wait for you. If it's the last thing I do, I'll wait. And why does your pride make you run and hide? Are you that afraid of me? I know it's a lie what you keep inside. This is not what I want it to be. I'll wait for. Can I sack the rook? Queen can't go to F. Else I check again. And then when I check again, your queen must return there. My other rook comes into the party. And I made you. I can sack the rook, right? Because then you would have to give that rook away. And then I would, of course, take. Your queen would be there. You can't come. My bishop will cover. Ah! And he queen checks. Which would be that one. Your rook does not have time to come or check because my bishop will be nicely blocking. I can sack the rook. Take is forced. My queen checks, stealing the pawn. Dark squares are covered. No, because the pawn won't be there anymore. So your queen could. Your king could. No, I don't think so. I'm tired. I should see this quickly. Boom. Queen check. King to h1. Queen check. King to h2. Queen. f2. King hides in the corner. Son of a bitch. That means that I need to probably go. My original plan, since I can't sack the rook, which was there. I'm getting a little too fancy here. A little too fancy. It's okay. Because when I go there, you, of course, cannot go there. My queen will steal you. The dark bishop's covering there, so you have to go there to preserve your queen, and that's when I'll go here. And then you'll be doomed. All right, Max. Woo! That was over. Upgrade. I'm not boycotting. I like chess.com. But that's, well, No one's sponsoring me. And now I found what I want to do anyway. Never beg anyone for anything. Be nice. And if you are interested in an employer, a woman or man, be overly enthusiastic. Freak them the fuck out with your enthusiasm. One, because I know when I committed to doing the chess stuff, and initially I really did hope to get a job. I'm not built for entrepreneurship. I don't think most entrepreneurs necessarily are wired that way. I think a lot of it is circumstantial. But I would be in the more introverted section of the circumstantial entrepreneurs. Like, I'm pretty different. My ideas have always been different. I struggle to nod my head up and down like a good little bitch. But man, I'm not built for entrepreneurship. So I was all about the chess stuff. I had no connections. Of course, COVID lockdown. What am I going to do? YouTube channel. Wasn't getting a reply. And I decided when I declined a job in my hometown of Springfield, Missouri, if I am going to decline that job, which of course my family wanted me to take, it was a good job. Didn't pay as well as corporate tech, but what does? Basically what I was doing for Walmart corporate without the BS, and I'm not going to sue Walmart. Can't sue Walmart. I don't want their money anyway. I'm doing the chess stuff hard. Think I'm on drugs, make fun of me. Sometimes maybe I was. But I will not look back and say I half-assed it. I realized St. Louis was the chess capital of the world. I went to the 2022 Sinquefield Cup. The reason I moved to St. Louis, I assumed there were other jobs in the chess world, but I knew there was not much money in chess in general, which restricts the job opportunities in the industry, of course. Shook some hands, tried to kiss as much ass as my personality is able to. Got some autographs, which I genuinely am impressed with chess people. It's not an easy thing to master. And then the Hans Niemann thing. There's a lot of information on social media. Oh, look out for this type of person or this narcissistic trait or he or she is going to do it to you. And my thing, which is why Trump got elected overwhelmingly and why a lot of Americans are willing to tolerate the tariffs and see what happens. My thing is Hans Niemann was fucked. He was an American worker. American chess didn't protect him. Even if he's an a-hole, I don't know him. He seems like he kind of is at times. Bobby Fischer was an a-hole. My crime was being an American citizen. Google the H-1B program. Maybe America just doesn't protect our own. And we have abused cheap labor and replaced Americans to where everyone's scared to talk. But even if there were something wrong with me, I know I have evidence. And I know what was done to me was similar to what Hans Niemann suffered, except for arguably worse in his case because he's younger and he's in a sport where there's not a team. You can't transfer from the Toronto Raptors to the Miami Heat. It's like, well, you made the coach mad, whatever, you're good here. It's like, there's no money in chess. So you ruined Hans Niemann. And I went to that ceremony as soon as I moved here, after I completed table games dealing school. AfterChess.com didn't reply to me, which would have helped me move to St. Louis. Or really, I never would have tried to play chess. I would have assumed, like everyone does, it's too difficult. Watch any YouTube video, even from the most reputable streamers and grandmasters. It's like, yeah, adults aren't going to get to 1800 if they never played. If they had, it's very different having some foundation at all. Like Jules, I believe her real name is Julia Schumer, but she played as a kid. Having the patterns in our heads when we were young and flexible is so important. Even if we didn't play a lot competitively, just a few tournaments and a fair amount of good instruction when we were kids, even if we don't touch it for 20 years or however long she did, 15 years, it's very important we had it in our brains. To not have it in our brains at all until adulthood, what I've heard is 1800s pretty ridiculous online. And when we watch like PogChamps, many of those streamers, and some seem like semi-intelligent people. I mean, I don't think of streamers as, rocket scientists. But some of them, I mean, you have to have a business mind. You have to pursue partnerships. You have to know what you can and can't do. You have to have some type of intelligence. Build your channel, know how to, before you're big, edit videos. And they bitch about making it to 1100. And some of them actually put in a good amount of time into chess, or let one of the actual chess players like Hikaru give a few pointers or watched his videos. And they can't get past like 1100, some of them. How? I haven't looked back at my YouTube videos in a long time, but I was trying to entertain and stuff, and I got to 1100. I think I started streaming at 1100. So that was March. That was 3 months, and I wasn't really doing much serious stuff. I was planning to do my YouTube channel. And it's fucking easy. But I would have. I mean, you want to kill someone's momentum, which is it's the most cruel thing in the world. That's where it goes from competitive to you should be locked up. Is what Magnus Carlsen did to Hans Niemann. Every time Hans Niemann plays an endgame, especially if he plays Magnus, it's going to be in his head. We're all human. And that's exactly what Carlsen wanted. That's why my mom was harassed, that H-1B program. But I would have just stopped at 1,500, maybe played around every now and then. All right, I'm there. Had I got a job in chess. Didn't happen. I came to enjoy the casino. And anyone who's mean about, servers, casino workers or dealers, you're really stupid, and you're a hateful human, because we can dedicate our lives to a company now, a corporation that's established, and just get screwed, and no one tells us bye or really thank you. Just a mass Zoom call, and then that individual, and I know a few of them. One was the guy I really liked, my favorite person at my old company, Walmart, and of course he got another job elsewhere because he's good. But I'm just like, damn, he was your boy. He was good. He was nice. He worked in the store. He was everything that a big shot would say, this is what we want. Never said a bad word about the company. Never cussed. Family man. Great guy. And if you're going to do that to him when he's established, much older, much better than me, oh God, what are you going to do to me? And that's one of the reasons I'd love to. I would not mind to deal cards forever, especially the way AI is improving. It's just different. But never look down on somebody. And I have come to accept I would deal cards and play chess. I don't want to be sponsored. I don't like being on social media. The only way I would be on social media is if I got to be a chess player. And there was an agreement where I would give my input on my games and someone else would create the video about it in hopes to grow the game or encourage others to believe it's possible, going back to the Niemann thing. If no one believes it's possible, they'll never watch a Grandmaster video. They'll never even watch an Alexander book test video. In the scheme of the world, like, a lot of streamers are very good. And that would be my value to chess. But give someone an opportunity, if they are crazy. I mean, usually it takes a combination of factors. Well, then you know. But it is very hard to move to a new city, not have friends, have a dog. I can't go out and date a whole lot, especially in the city, which is where most of the meetups are. And chess people were nice to me overall. I'm not saying they weren't. But to grow a game or make it more appealing to new social groups, you need to be welcoming quickly, because adults, it's not cool to just hang out and play chess. And believe me, I've gotten a lot of comments. And then if the person does become somebody, or that H-1B program is in the top, it's the top of the news. I can't describe how painful that is. And there are many 50-year-old men saying, you flew someone and you sat him in my fucking desk and you stamped him as highly skilled after I trained him. They're so highly skilled while I trained. There's many stories. It is demoralizing. It makes me look at American flag slightly differently, unfortunately. It really does. Men died for that shit. Not that I'm not grateful of in America, but men died for this shit. Even if the law allows it, which it is illegal, that H-1B abuse. Good God, you have a heart. Executives, have a fucking heart. Train, have a heart. Walk through your tech division. How do you let that shit happen? And H-1B program, basically, the lie is only usually Indians, but some Chinese workers, only they can learn complicated tech and coding languages. That's not the truth. And chess is will always be my way to prove, if nothing else, to myself that no, we can learn. But I wouldn't touch chess.com for $1 billion. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't say hi to them unless there comes forth an image of Hans Niemann cheating with an engine. I don't know if he went to the bathroom during his game with Magnus, but at the table with Stockfish, 2022 round 3 Sinkfeld Cup. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear a fucking word. I won't listen to a word. I won't go to an event. But we should take steps towards what we want to do. I'm going to stop before I get on my tired rants and get a little emotional. Get a little emotional when I'm tired and I turn on my camera. I wasn't this way until COVID so much. Take steps. I now have a table games dealing license. I like doing it. When my table's dead, I'm getting better at replaying games on my table, kind of like Beth Harmon on the ceiling. I'm trying to look at the table, mainly so I avoid the distractions in the TVs. So it's something that's still, and I try to play my games in my head. And if it's a shorter game or something I've referenced a lot, I try to play it backwards. So I don't know if that helps me be better at chess, but it can't hurt, at least for my memory. And that's how you learn systems, is you break them and you rebuild them. I don't care what any MBA says. That's how you learn anything. So I break my chess game and I rebuild it. And then if there's a various line that I should have considered, I'll insert that line instead until I don't even remember which one is the original, and I go and say like Bobby did. And now, instead of a job in chess, which I like the objectivity after my experience in corporate America, I'll be a chess player or I won't be. But I want nothing to do with chess business. I don't give a shit if the game grows or not. That's where it's human nature, and I'm guilty of it. I'm sure in some aspects of my life too. But when I look at the memes from chess.com and even on their platform, which I don't blame them for putting the numbers of how many games were played, but that's not how you get better at something, is play a bunch of games and promote how many games can we get going. And the memes about it, if you're not the best, and the object is to crush your opponent, and you're right, but it's bad marketing. But it is amazing how smart people, which I'm sure chess.com's people are smart. Every corporation has smart people that's successful. But how can you not understand that outsiders don't give a shit if chess grows or dies? I certainly don't. I don't necessarily even like chess, aside from the timing of it. Kept me out of trouble during lockdown, and many people, especially after Uber driving, they ruin their lives, and they're good people, and they're never going to have a good future because of one or two bad decisions. But I mean, to think anyone should just like chess before they understand it is just a dumb thing. You'd have to appeal to a reason or why a person got into it, and then promote that, and maybe someone else has a similar reason they got into it or might want to. Oh, that's a good reason. I should do it to keep my brain sharp. But nobody gives a shit. It's complicated. You can't appreciate it immediately. It took me a year, and I'm definitely smarter than the average person. I don't know that I'm super smart. It took me a year to really even be able to watch a grandmaster talk. Without me just feeling stupid. But they love it, and I respect that they love it. It's just so important to treat people very well. Like the PogChamp stuff, you got to pay those people. They don't come to play chess. Some of them get into it, like Tyler One, who's a psychopath. But they don't give a shit. You're paying them to come play chess, which is the right thing to do for your game. But why not take that mindset that I have to pay people because they don't care automatically into your advertising? Why promote these highly intelligent and lucky chess grandmasters in the sense someone introduced them at a young age and had the money to pay for their training? Just like I came from some money. I'm not saying I'm broke or anything. I paid for my, cleats, my baseball. Just it wasn't chess, but you were lucky for that, and you're not relatable for that either. Even Anna Kramling and Alexander Botez and Levy Rosman's kind of funny and stuff, but I mean, they're really good, and no one, aside from maybe some kids, think, oh yeah, I can do this because you did it, or Anna Kramling's parents are grandmasters, which is cool, and she's very good in the scheme of things. I mean, she's not any good compared to elite players. They beat her blindfolded, handicapped. But yeah, your parents played, so you played. That's not a story. I think she's good at what she does, but that's not a story. And to get people with stories that are relatable and could actually sell to social groups who would never have gotten into chess otherwise, you got to get them when they start, because no sane person is going to keep going as long as me, and I'm not making a living from it. And when it comes to older people, taking a chance like this, if you don't give them that opportunity immediately, and I do make it, oh no, I've had so many doors slammed in my face. I've cried over my chess losses, usually combined with something like knowing I have to go to work or Uber drive, or I missed my metrics on my Uber commitments, which is when you make big money on Uber, because I was addicted to online chess. My God damn it. Since I didn't have any guarantee, I stayed in an apartment that was nice but too cheap, and my dog was not doing well there. And I'll remember that forever. And I'm the type who, like I started this rant, I'm all about it. One, that way I have no regrets. Two, if someone looks and says he's all about it, I can take advantage. I know I never want to do business with you ever. 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 And so then my only risk is maybe someone thought I was a little weird, a little desperate, and then I'll prove you wrong. I'll never talk to you again. So it's a good way to live life. I am visiting home for the remainder of this week, so I won't probably bring my laptop with me. I'll get back into streaming next week. And to summarize my rant, because I am very tired and I've given a lot of Uber rides tonight all over the city. I don't want to be these people. I'm assuming they're partners. Otherwise, why would you play this much and not get better? Seems silly. I think she's got logos on her chest or logos on her YouTube. But I mean, you're 2002, and she's been just spiraling. She tells me I'm light, like Hans Niemann tells me I'm a future grandmaster. But good God, she's better than this. This is what online chess does to our brains. It's a miserable adventure that leads nowhere. It's a entertainment platform with some very good educational options for beginners. That's all it is. It's meant to be addictive. I reiterate, I want to be a chess player. I'll get to 1800 USCF with little problems now that I'm resting. And I quit forever. You'll never see me again, at least streaming chess. We're talking about chess. That's, again, a good way to live life as an adult. If we're starting a business and like on Shark Tank, hey, it's going nowhere, don't waste your life. Sometimes they're right. They're doing the person a favor. Sometimes it's the Ring doorbell, and you just missed out on $1 billion. No one's perfect. Take your shot in life. But give yourself a timeline or an objective measure, which is 1,800 USCF. That's good enough. You think I'm not serious? You think I am going to go drink and drive or make you look stupid? I put a lot of time in to get there. As an adult, that didn't happen quickly. And then I have no regrets. That's a good enough chess player where I definitely had the potential to go a lot higher, but I can reasonably say I need to go start a family and not necessarily mature because I've taken this very seriously and worked very hard and had a good plan for most videos. 1,800 USCF, 2,000 online. Deuces. 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 But if I do get an opportunity, even if on incentives, I will be a chess player. And that has kept me from worrying. What are you going to do? You got to make this much money, and I got to make it to 1,800 USCF. So I can either quit or show investors I'm serious. I don't want to be a content creator now that I understand it's possible, which never would have happened at chess.com. Just give me some bullshit part-time job. And I will commit to becoming a master. Either way, it's been a very interesting 4 years. I've done things I never thought I would have. Almost makes COVID feel like a weird blessing. I definitely would have sat in a cubicle my whole life, and I was starting to like it. I had a lot of good teammates. I found systems fascinating. Now it's chess player or blackjack dealer. Another way. Be all right. Challenge me on chess.com. I'll be live streaming on Lead Chess every day I don't work, or have an over the board event, which I'll get back into that too.